Hello and welcome to another episode of AGEUcational. I'm your host, Roy.
I'm Terry.
So this is our journey through, not only through our aging process, but mainly through, our parents. They're getting a little older, needing a little bit more help and attention. Kind of why we started this, just to try to put not only to, talk about our experiences and what we're learning, but also to put it out there for everybody. And have guests as well. We have some professionals in the field that come on from time to time that, hopefully they're providing some good information for you. And today we want to talk a little bit about loneliness. I was listening to a podcast this morning, and it was actually a marketing podcast, but he was talking about, building connections, and they were talking about isolation. And it was interesting that he made a comment that they have said that isolation is as hard on people as smoking, and up to, they say, having severe loneliness actually can be like smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And when I heard that, I just it made me stop for a minute and think about that and think, wow, how bad is that? Not only, for seniors, because seniors typically are isolated, whether they are in a community, an institutional setting, or if they are, in their home a lot of times.
Yeah, they find themselves alone unexpectedly, possibly because of the death of a spouse or a partner, separated from their family. Their kids have grown, their grandkids are getting older and busy, and maybe they've lost some of their mobility. And there are just so many different things that can come up,
Right?
And we don't even think about. We're just so busy and pulled into our own lives that we just need to remember to try to reach out to our parents or our older friends, and just make sure they're okay. Just reach out to them and make sure they're all right.
Yeah. So once I heard that, it made me, kind of made me stop for a minute, because not only just seniors, but, after all this COVID and people not wanting to get close, that I just basically just did some quick research, but I found another study that said that loneliness and social isolation account for a 29% increase in the risk of heart attack and a 32% increase in the risk of stroke.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy that I guess I've been fortunate enough in my life that I've always been surrounded by,
Frankie.
Another country heard from. I've always been surrounded by people in my life, and I guess I've just never been that severe, had that severe of loneliness that, it can actually be a health risk for people.
Well, and even if you're surrounded by people, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not lonely,
Right.
But yeah, a high blood pressure, heart disease, obesity, depression, Alzheimer's, other cognitive disorders, many, everything comes about to your health. I mean, it all comes back to your health.
I was trying to read my writing here. I wish I had written a little clearer.
Oh, now you know how I feel.
Oh my gosh.
No, mine's bad too. I write for myself, not anybody else.
Well, I'm going to have to slow down because I can't even read it here. But I was one of the, it was the HRSA, which is the Health Resource and Servicing Administration. It's a governmental agency, but they have an article that was just calling loneliness an epidemic, and this was, I think, written in 2018 or 19, so it was pre-pandemic. But they were saying that 43% of seniors feel lonely, and 45% increase risk of, and yeah, I wish that'd be nice if I knew what that word was.
I see.
That's a risk of something.
I was going to say, okay, so social isolation and loneliness do not always go together. And this is on the um, National Institute on Aging website. And they say, 28% of older adults in the US, or 13.8 million people, live alone.
Wow.
I just thought I'd mention that. That just caught my eye a little while ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna just while we're doing this, I'm just gonna pop up this HRSA site. HRSA. Um, while I'm doing that, we'll kind of keep moving on here.
Okay.
Uh, the
Automatically.
They were saying that also that talking kind of going with the smoking theme that if you are lonely, it makes it even harder to quit smoking. And then the other thing that was interesting is they and I didn't read the study, so I'm going. This is secondhand information, but the the they said they did a study where they hook you up with electrodes, and then they were just saying that loneliness lit up the same spot as actual physical pain, like somebody hitting you in the gut or something. And it just went on to say that the pain medicine that you may take for the knee problem, or whatever
Whatever
back
health
problem,
issue it
whatever
is.
health issue, that it had the same effect on people that were lonely as too. So I guess it's not just maybe a feeling or emotional. I mean, it really um, it's something that can be measured just like a physical pain.
Well, and I wonder if, not that I'm questioning that about the medication, but I wonder if it's because, sometimes those pain meds are narcotics, and makes you kind of groggy and forget things. So I wonder if that has a little to do
Yeah,
with it,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. It probably just it's like the pain that you feel physically. It just I'm thinking those medications just kind of deliver you. They block that pain sensor and just kind of deliver you away from that.
Right.
So the other, I just found it here, said the other part, that 43% of seniors feel lonely on a regular basis, and 45% increased risk of mortality in seniors who report feeling lonely. 45% increased risk in mortality. I
That
mean,
is
that is
nuts.
crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
45%. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, I don't even know how to begin to comment
No,
on
no.
that.
Add it, and that was one reason why we wanted to do a little, mini episode over this, because it was such a shocker. It's just really hard to believe. I mean, I'm not saying I don't believe it. There's enough evidence out there that it's the truth. It's just that it's um, so far out of my realm of belief or my realm of experience that it was just like, wow. Because that's actually what spurred me to do the research on this, was because I wanted to see if that guy was telling the truth or if he was making this up. And obviously he's right on it. So,
Mm.
and it's funny because I don't know if we don't recognize it in ourselves, but we were talking earlier about, there was a study years ago that when when the researchers asked an individual to describe themselves, they always were uh, very healthy, nothing wrong with them. I mean, like to the point of about 70-75%. But yet, when they were asked about their friends, their neighbors, those people, like maybe 25% of the time, were healthy and in good shape. And so it's just another way that we self-identify. And that was always a big thing in senior living. Whenever we would whenever people would go in and tour communities, one of the biggest things that people would say is, wow, I'm not as sick as all these people. I don't look like these people.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it's easier to be on the outside looking in and seeing,
Yeah.
picking out, although, I'm my worst critic, so I can make myself have any kind of ailment. Not that I'm a hypochondriac or anything, but I do think, I feel like I'm in pretty good health. I have some aches and pains from, you know,
Yeah.
getting older.
Yeah. And it's just hard to, I think it's at a very much older age, but I think it's hard to self identify that, these are my people that I don't move around as much as good as I used to. And, uh,
So and so has a walker now, and no.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I know what I was going to say is that I I remember seeing a story about or a meme or something about, it's like going to your high school reunion and looking around thinking, holy cow, who are all these older people, older
Right.
looking people? You're like, man, I don't think I look that bad. And then they're looking at you thinking the same thing.
Oh my
It's like,
gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
that just hit me funny.
Yeah. And there's some of us have aged better than others. And, I guess it's been a while since we went to mine. Not, it's been a year, maybe. Yeah. I guess that was a year or two. Anyway, there were some people there that looked the same and hadn't, they had aged very well. And then there were some that you were like, holy smoke, what happened to those people?
Who invited that old teacher?
Yeah, right, right.
Although that would be fun.
Yeah.
But
So,
speaking of, sorry, I digress.
no,
Speaking
yeah,
of getting older, your birthday's coming up,
oh,
isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
yeah.
It's a big one too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm outing ya. Just because,
Somebody told me the other day I look younger in person than I did in my picture. So I'll take that as a small victory. I'm happy with that.
that is, you do look young.
I'm going to get me a choker like Stevie Ray Vaughan used to have, and I'm going to look even younger. You'll think I'm a
I think you
teenager.
should do it. A big leather strap,
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
maybe
right.
with some spikes on it. that'll do it.
Well, that was really all I had. And I think it corresponds with this being isn't this Older Americans Month? Was it
Yes.
the whole month or
The
was
whole
it a
month.
week? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this is Older Americans Month, and kind of it was more off the cuff last week with our with the title, and something we said is celebrate with the senior whenever possible. And anyway, I think this just reaffirms that message that we really need to uh, think about our friends and relatives, and it could even be a neighbor. I think we talked a little bit about the recognizing if somebody mows their yard and takes care of it, and all of a sudden they haven't. Just go knock on the door and ask,
Don't
are you
complain
okay?
about it right away. You
Yeah,
just don't know what the
yeah. And we had
reason is.
somebody was jumping on, I don't know, front door, next door, and they were complaining, and another lady spoke up and just said, that happened to one of my neighbors last year. She keeps her yard immaculate. It got looking terrible, and come to find out she was nursing her husband through cancer treatments, or something like that. They were ending up got somebody to mow the yard, so it really worked out good. But instead of, I guess, being grumpy and complaining, maybe we should try to find out what's going on and see if there's a way that we can be a part of that solution. So many people, so many out there. And I think sometimes, uh, even though they may put up a good front, there's still things that they need at their home. So anyway, just check on your neighbors, check on your friends, check on your family.
And let people let them tell you some stories. I love hearing stories of yesteryear,
Yeah.
let them tell you a little bit about their life and their experience.
Yeah. One other thing before we get out of here, I did want to just go over these 6 dimensions of wellness, because I think it's appropriate in, kind of this message. So the 6 are occupational, physical, social, intellectual, spiritual. And if you want to learn more about this, it was developed by Dr. Bill Hetler, and he is the co-founder of the National Wellness Institute. So advise, or I encourage everyone to go over there, check out this website, and just look at these 6 dimensions and see how they all interact, because it's very important. Um, I think they all play off of each other.
Hmm.
If our physical health or physical dimension is suffering, then of course we may be emotional about that, because we can't do what we used to do. Um, if that social aspect of where we can't get out and socialize, it may affect, emotional and physical. So anyway,
Which has been a huge deal because of the pandemic.
right,
Everybody's had to step way back from that social aspect of
right.
it. So everybody's suffering from that one, I think. Although some people have seemed to thrive in it, and I mean, we've had a good experience.
Yes, yeah, we talk about that all the time, that we almost have survivor's guilt, because we have, basically we've thrived through this. It's been nice to slow down. We're at home more with each other, doing things around here, and it really hasn't dampened our life. We can still get out and go eat a bite if we want to, but it's just not, I don't know, I just feel like we have slowed way down than, used to. We just seem to be running all the time.
Oh my gosh, I feel tired just thinking about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Always tired.
yeah. So yeah, and but anyway, just like we said, check on your neighbors, check on your friends, check on your family, take a minute. The other thing I think that you could do that would pay dividends is if you could teach the senior in your life to FaceTime.
Oh my gosh, any technological.
Yeah, it would be just a really boon for them to be able to actually see you instead of just
Yes.
talking to you on the phone. So it can be frustrating teaching somebody some new technology, but we've got so much now. We've got, Zoom, the um, FaceTime. There's all kinds of,
House party.
yeah, house party. There's all kinds of different platforms that you can get on where you can see the visual. And also too, if we're not being able to get to people's houses, you might can get some insight into, are they uh, still taking care of themselves, hygienically, clean clothes. Maybe you see mail piled up on a table or something, dishes piled up. You may get some insights into what's really going on.
Yeah,
Because
especially if you can't, if you can't be there
yep,
physically. So, I mean, this is a quick way to do that until you
right,
can get there.
yeah, exactly. All right. Well, unless you've got anything else, we'll wrap that up.
I
And
think that's it.
all right. Well, that's going to do it for another episode of AGEUcational. We do appreciate all of our listeners. We appreciate all of our guests that we've had so far, and we're appreciative for our future guests. We got some great lineups, so we're excited about that. Um, also, if you have a topic that you want us to talk about, just send us a note, email, social media. We'll be glad to, either cover it ourselves, do a little research, or we can get a professional in that field to come on as
Or
well.
if you have a certain guest that you want us to talk to,
Yeah.
that'd be great. National Global Awareness Day or Global Wellness Day. Yeah,
Global.
that's what it
Yeah.
is on June 12th.
June 12th, second Saturday in June.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Wellness is important. I mean, it's important to help us eat right. It's important to our physical health. And, we just have to think about all these different things and see what we can do. If you're in a bad situation, let's see what we can do to change that. There's, sometimes, unfortunately, it's hard, but in some other circumstances, maybe a few tweaks might make you really improve on the wellness scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us a holler. I mean, yeah, if you are in a bad way, give us a holler.
Yeah. Yep.
Post something, post a message to us, a comment, whatever.
Yep. We're always here.
I don't want people to suffer.
No.
I don't.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for another episode of AGEUcational. You can find us at www.ageeucational.com. We're on all the major social media platforms as well as all of the podcast platforms. The interview will go up. We do put videos up when the episodes go live on YouTube as well. So check us out and let us know how we can help. Until next time, take care of yourself and take care of your family.
Bye.